Hey, what's up guys, Will here for unique review. I'm back to another new fresh video. First of all, subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon for next video notification. So let's start the video. Krishi, oh no god, with me a laptop. A lot of people ask me to review it. Is probably the fastest. At the time of this video, Ryzen 7 4800H laptop you can buy. Why is that? Well, they have set quite a high power limit with this particular model. Now it doesn't come with a dedicated GPU. This is called the MEC Revo Code 01. It sped up my configuration here with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, 512 gigabyte NVMe's storage. It does have Intel's wireless AX SOTHUT's Wi-Fi 7. The one is AX200 card, a 9-1 Wh battery, all in a pack. Agathat only weighs about 1.5 kilos, so it's super light. It is thin and actually do shave a very good build quality. Now this particular model here, the title is not clickbait. You can't actually buy it outside of China. You can't get it, but I do have a contact in China that managed to pick it up for a very good price. As still of a price, and then ship it out to me, so that is why I have got it thanks to them. But it will be sold in Europe locally under the name Shenko to be Thavia 15, but it will cost you about 1,100 euros. This particular configuration, we may see it from other people that will rebranding dating Fang ODM, which this has. So let's find out why I like this particular laptop so much. So this laptop did come well packaged up. It's double box. It's got plenty of padding around it. And inside you will find this. So we have got some paperwork or main power cable here, which is nice and long. And this isn't the plug I need for Europe of course, but it is using that Mickey Mouse style plug. And you see what I mean when you look at the end of the plug there. See how it looks a little bit like a Mickey Mouse kind of head face there. So this power supply these days of it is not actually too bad at all. It is 90 watts, which is more than enough for this particular laptop here, and it is from a well-known brand. As you can see, there's that connector on the other side, so any electronics shop will have a plug for this one. So let's have a look at the weight of this laptop. I've already measured the thickness in it, 17.5 millimeters, so that is very good. And look at this weight. So it is about where their claim as they say 1.5 kilos in. Well, it's just slightly over with my scales, but for a 15.6-inch laptop, that is very good. So to slim, light and portable. So why is this particular model so light? That is because it's using a magnesium alloy, so everything lid here. Pressing down on the top, no flex. Now we do have the MEK Revo logo that is right here. Now I believe that's just a sticker. You should be able to topple this off if you don't want it. Now lid can be lifted up one-handed, as you can see right there, and the hinges feel very good. No problems with that. They presents us then wealthy and interesting keyboard. Now it's the one that has the gaps in between the keys that I don't really like so much, because it is one can pick up a lot of crumbs and dust and all sorts of stuff in between them, and I find that other keyboard style is normally a little bit cleaner. No, the backlighting on this particular one, or just give you a quick sample, you can see very uneven distribution and there's better light leakage under some of the keys. I don't like the way the backlighting works on this. I think it's terrible. The backlighting that is now the keys itself. Typing on this one very good. So pressing down, they give really no flex whatsoever. They're good feedback, and the travels about 1.4 millimeters. It's not super short, but it's not the deepest either. And listen to this, these are not loud keys. It also type on, so a real good keyboard. I like the fact that the power button separately does well with the status LED. There's a status LED there for our charging as well. Just when you are charging it, that is on. Once it's fully charged, it will go out there to so full size arrow keys, page up and down, print screen button is there, and our touchpad. So this particular touchpad here is plastic. Okay, it's got a nice smooth kind of finish to it, but it's not smooth as glass because well it's plastic. And if you double tap right here, there's a status LED that will turn on that lets us know that then the touchpad is disable the left and right hardware moise buttons. They feel okay. This is certainly not the best touchpad I have used, but it's not the worst either. Palm wrist is made out of that a very thin liquid the alloy. So for the ports on the right hand say, we have got our power in for charging and pairing it. Of course now I prefer this to be on the back or on the left side because most people are what right-handed, right? If you are using a mouse kind of gets the cables in the way. Than HDMI. Now this luckily does support HDMI. Okay, so it is 2.0A and that is 4K 60Hz. Out of this one, we have got a USB 3 port here and then our Type-C, and this does support power delivery and it does support data but no video output. Out of this one, I've checked with all my cables and adapters and I can definitely get absolutely no video output from this one. Then on the left for our ports here, we have got gigabit LAN. Now this is Realtek Kensington lock slot and another 12 USB 2 port here, USB 3 right here in 3.5mm with headphone support, micro SD card slot. Now this one it's that Realtek 1 USB 2 speeds apparently, but I'm getting around actually pretty good speeds, about 40 megabytes per second transfers and reads depending on the kind of music. And the cards they sit in almost flush, they just stick out a little bit, so you shouldn't really lose them or have them been damaged or anything like that. If you're transporting it in a bag or inside a case, then I'll back off it. So we just go the vents here, so that is where the two fins extract, they straight from the bottom, which I will show you shortly, and then blow the hot air out the back right there. And the front of it, well, there is nothing, no status LEDs, no microphones or anything like that. And then on the underside, we have got our main intake here, so this is where the cool fresh air is coming in. Do not block this to rubber feet that do prop it up a good to about 3 millimeters or so, and these airware the two downwards flying loudspeakers, so getting access to the internals not that hard at all. You just need to undo all of the screws here. There is a Tampa sticker over one of them, which is unfortunate, and I found that this place right here where the LN port is the best. So just around here I used a pry tool, place a pry tool, and then we can lift off this alloy backing. It's definitely metal. You can see here with the shininess of it, they have got a thermal pad right where the ear steers, which is great. So that means this acts as a huge heatsink for that assist keeping their thermals a little bit better, increasing their performance. So we do have a bit of free space in here right there. There's some free space a little bit around here, but overall the layout is pretty good and the build quality does look fairly decent too. So it's a face on, I think, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just had a look at it. It says D and the speeds are good. It's NVMe, but I would have loved to have seen a second M.2 slot. If they could put one, somehow extend this out a little bit, they could have done it, and even have maybe just a smaller one in there would have been great, even if it was just set at 3 to have that expandability option. So no 2.5-inch hard drive bay or anything like that. So we got dual channel RAM. I have confirmed that it is Samsung the brand they're using, and it is definitely 3.2 GHz, which is great. The recommended speed for this particular chipset, which is right here, there's Weather eScene 7 4800 is there with its maximum 54-watt power limit in this particular model. So that cooling fans to copper transfer heat pipes, it does a good job considering the kind of power limit that we have here. The battery very large, this one is 91 watt-hours, and in the down with firing speakers have the space here. So the internal frame here, this could fool some people into thinking it may be plastic that's painted silver, but no, that is a magnesium alloy that they have used for this is well boss battery here. So we can upgrade SSD of course, and the wireless card not that you would actually want. Of course, it's a very good one. This ISWI 6, it is Intel's Wireless 9200, so I'll screen here. This is a mate screen. It is full HD, so that's 1080p 16 by 9 aspect ratio. And I'll give you the stats in its color gamut, color reproduction and the brightness later on in this review. Just wanted to point out the bezels. So the side bezel here, you can just make it out, and then the bottom one, they are not the thinnest, it's not too bad. And we do have a webcam up the top there. So either side of this HD webcam we do have dual microphones, and again in this in-depth review, I will give you a sample of the webcam and how those microphones sound. So let's have a look at this panel we got on this one. It is actually very good. No, the bezels aren't the slimmest as I pointed out, and it is anti-glare, so there is got the matte coating on it. The maximum brightness is about 360 nits. In the middle it varies from about 330 to about 350-360 depending on where I measure it. But it does have a good color coverage here. The color gamut, so 100% sRGB, NTSC 72%, Adobe RGB is 78%, as well as P3, so great. Overall aggregate screen, this is better than what I saw in the last AMD Ryzen powered notebook, which was the Readme Book 16. So these is what you will be greeted with when you first get this laptop. I went through all the Windows setup, of course it's all in Chinese. This is a Chinese laptop. It's an import, so you only have the Windows 10 Chinese Home Edition on here. You cannot upgrade, or should I say add the language pack. You need to upgrade to Windows 10 Pro, or I happen to have a CD key, so that's what I did to keep the drivers and everything intact. All the other way, as you can just do a complete fresh new Windows 10 home install. Make sure you back up your drivers. I have actually done that right now, and I'm gonna back up this software for their control panel before I do that. Just wanted to confirm our speeds of that internal drive there, the SSD. Only unfortunately one NVMe, even though they have got a bit of free space, they should have put another slot in there, would have been great. So it is listed as a PM8V1, which I thought was the PM8V1 a Samsung, and that would be SATA 3. But no, this is definitely NVMe. As you can see, they advertise that so 512 gigabytes, very good speeds from it. I mean, I have seen slightly faster with asequential reads, but no, that is a good speed there for that particular drive. And how they partitioned it, so they would own this, they have put in 100 gigabyte partition and then data, which is 375, but of course you can change all of that yourself. It's going to do a new install, then just do it all in one, or whatever you want to do, of course. So there is one other thing to point out, that I did show you those two RAM sticks in there that we can upgrade. You can put 32 gigabytes in, or even up to 64, I think it is. So they have allocated half a gigabyte to the Radeon Vega 7 the graphics. Often you can see that it is yes running it the 3.2 gigahertz, so that is all good. Or correct there, it's not like the Raimi Book 16 that I just recently reviewed in the channel, that the RAM was not running at the correct speed. Well, low, very low, it was only 2.6 gigahertz. So you will find this in here, the control center, and this will pop up originally in Chinese, that you can change it, of course. More, we have got Eco Basic, and you can control the fan here, so the fan sounds loud. It's quite obvious they are setting obvious, and I'll give you sample later on about the fan noise, of course, and thermals and everything like that. But no, I'm gonna get everything all set up. It's been a couple of days, and then Dote screen capture right now just to show you a bit of performance now you can expect from this particular configuration. So in the end, I did have some trouble trying to get the English language pack. So I have just gone with a complete new install. I have got all the drivers, so you can download them off the Mac River website. So it's just MakeRiver.com. Make sure you go to the Chinese website, because you won't find the drivers in the English. Backlighting on the keyboard's note amazing, it's a little bit uneven, it could really do with another M2 slot in theory. I would have loved to have seen an additional space for another SSD that would have been perfect. To add one more other thing is here, well dedicated GPU would have been great as mentioned, and then the battery life is amazing. No, you can use Type-C charging, but no without out of that Type-C port sadly, so a look new Linux runs on it great. This is really a fantastic laptop and an absolute beast powerhouse of a laptop for those out there looking for battery life and just raw CPU performance. This one is great, so thank you for watching and please do support this channel, give a thumbs up and subscribe because I went to a lot of effort to buy this out of my own darling funds just to review for the channel. I do hope to see you again in the channel and the next up and coming. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe and see you on the next one. If you really like my video then please subscribe my channel and like my video and share your experience about this video in the comment section.